Welcome to our first session. Welcome to our first session of the GBI pilgrimage tour from Singapore and Vietnam. We are very happy that Venerable Khenpo Tenzin going to teach us. And today is the teaching on the middle way, Nagarjuna. We start with the opening prayer on page 5, the four immeasurable. We do it in English. May all mother sentient beings, limitless of space, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless of space, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering in the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Dongge do jeja jer zandro jinja mado duje bonjam ba serje lomba dabre jibag jaje jarbe ja dongge janza dorjen janje de lonaro da mabamala juje gambo ba pamor ba javan gomba Kajulama nanje dojo je dana dana zara damje do lama lava laye jizozo lazaya denjam zengalawa dendre donjendre begele zor dazo lo jizo no war zinja labda zor jo lam dando war zinja labda zor lan jo wa ze war zinja labda Drova yuzan chawar jinja labda zoi gange dinjende warnjong gaba me ba je ba me ba da me ba wa me ba ro me ba tade do me donje me drba nye je je den ba zo ba zanje ma na je dam ba da la jan zar do dinje za va la ma je je go zon do je jin la da da ge je lan be de Dage dimba da zunje je don labo jendro bar zunje labdo zo. My friends. So welcome, and today, as you know, I will give teaching about Madhyamaka or middle way of teaching. This teaching is actually first teacher is Nagarjuna. So perhaps everybody know about Nagarjuna or Nagarjuna's life story, and perhaps you don't know about Nagarjuna's life story. So I will share about Nagarjuna's life story briefly. But first, we all sentient beings, but we all possess Buddha nature, possess, or we all have Tathagata Garbha. Tathagata Garbha means Buddha nature. So then what is the relation between Tathagata Garbha or Buddha nature and Nagarjuna's teaching? What is the relation between them? I said we have Buddha nature, Tathagata Garbha, and then teaching is a middle way of Nagarjuna's teaching. So, or Madhyamaka teaching. So, what is the relation? That's we should understand. So, Shuyata, you know meaning of Shuyata? Shuyata means emptiness. Emptiness and Tathagata Garbha, Buddha nature, they all same meaning. And our mind. So our mind and Buddha nature and emptiness are the same. There is no difference. Then Buddha knew his nature state of mind. Buddha understood his mind. Buddha understood Tathagata Garbha. And then Buddha became enlightened. So now Buddha has no single suffering. But Buddha endowed with many marks, wonderful marks or qualities. And mother sentient beings, they don't know their own mind. For that reasons, mother sentient beings are in the samsara. Buddha is in the nirvana. So we need to understand the nature state of mind or emptiness. After we understood emptiness, we don't want to change this body. We become enlightened, or we become Buddha. But before we become Buddha, we need to become Bodhisattva, which is said Bodhisattva, Mahasattva. So we should become Bodhisattva. Also, to become Bodhisattva, we do not need to change this life. We will be able to become Bodhisattva within this life, even today. So that's where bodhicitta and the emptiness, they have also a special relation. To arise, to get arouse the realization of our mind, we are going to arise bodhicitta of mind. So bodhicitta, when you arise bodhicitta of mind, how should you arise bodhicitta, or how should you generate bodhicitta? If perhaps we often heard about bodhicitta, so we don't have a feeling that much. Oh, always I heard bodhicitta, but what is the benefit of that? It's sometimes we have that feeling. It's okay. This is not bad feeling or bad experience. But bodhicitta is like mother's love one's child. So we start to increase bodhicitta between husband and wife, mother and child, father and son, for example. And then we should increase our bodhicitta mind between dharma friends. And then our mind become bodhicitta of mind. What is the benefit of that? His Eminence Nagarjuna often taught us, you often heard that. When we arise bodhicitta, we forget one thing. What is that? Do you remember? When we arouse bodhicitta, for example, may all mother sentient beings be happy. At that time, what we forget? Self-grasping, exactly. We forget I. At that time, the imprint of I is still existing, but we forget I. For that benefit, we have no more suffering at that moment. All the suffering comes from I. So that's where we are going to eliminate, we are going to purify, we are going to remove self-grasping. We don't want to remove people. For instance, I don't want to remove this body, but I am going to remove I, that self or grasping. So that's where emptiness and my mind has special relation. Means during the Madhyamaka teaching, Nagarjuna's teaching, spatially, reasonably eliminate grasping. Usually we say, may my grasping purifies. That's wonderful. But today we say, may my grasping purifies. Today is fun. Maybe tomorrow again I exist. So that's where through Nagarjuna's way of skills, way of methods, we are going to eliminate grasping. So there are two graspings. So Nagarjuna himself, he eliminated or he purified two graspings. One grasping is I need something, I am not okay, I have this problem, it's like a snow fall into the ground. So that's where then is this the I is getting stronger and stronger, and then we try to remove it. It's so difficult, but we remove through wisdom or methods of Nagarjuna, then we will understand the nature state of mind or emptiness. So your nature state of mind is clarity. That is clarity of mother. We say clarity of mother. Your nature state of mind is clarity. In the sixth yoga of Naropa, we say clarity, simplicity, Tummo fire, something like that. So clarity means that. So we all have clarity. We don't want to buy clarity. We don't want to search clarity. But we are going to understand clarity. So there is mother clarity. That is emptiness of our mind. And then wisdom found it. Wisdom is, we call wisdom is son or child of clarity. So this child of clarity and mother of clarity union, then there is no thoughts. There is no thoughts. What is thoughts? Thoughts means, oh, this is that. This is good. This is not good. This is right. This is wrong. All of these are thoughts. And then at the same time, we have afflictive emotions. 84,000 of afflictive emotions. Usually we say 84,000. 84,000 means all. All. Not only the number exactly 84,000. 84,000 means all, everything. So that's where we have many afflictive thoughts, emotions. But we can purify them immediately. Like if our mind, for example, our wisdom is like a water or ocean or water pond. Today we saw that, yeah. And then other thoughts are like a snows. It fall into the water, it melts. So that's where when we arise, we get aroused. The wisdom in our mind, other thoughts also arise, but they melt into the wisdom mind. So then what we will be able to understand, my thoughts and my wisdom are no different. So if I work with my thoughts, then my wisdom cannot work. So I and my wisdom has no relation at that moment. If I work, usually in simple words it's work, otherwise we practice, yeah? If we practice, for example, I practice with my wisdom, then my thoughts has no power. Almost my thoughts aren't existing with me or with my mind. So that's where what we need, we are going to become enlightened. What we don't want suffering. So through our outside, how many times we try to find happiness, it's sooner or later we experience suffering or problems. And then how many times we try to understand the natural state of mind, and then the obstacles are also become good conditions. Good conditions. For example, Milarepa. Everybody read Milarepa's life story, yeah? Milarepa stayed in the mountainside, in the cave. He don't have like these clothes. He don't have a glass to reading the letters. He don't have clothes when he is cold. He don't have water when he was thirst. So he stayed in the cave alone. He did not have human friends there. But he training with the mind. That's where he has thousands of friends. Who are they? Yidams, Bodhisattvas. All beings are his parents because he practiced bodhicitta and compassion. So first Milarepa cultivated serious non-virtues. We did not in this life. In this life, you all good people, very good people. You did not cultivate as Milarepa did first time. When Milarepa was 20, 30 years old. But Milarepa purified serious non-virtues. Likewise, we have small non-virtues. If we purify these, definitely we can purify. Definitely. So you need confidence. Usually we say we need confidence. So where should we utilize our confidence? We are going to utilize our confidence to confess our non-virtues. We can purify. There is a saying in the Dharma word, non-virtues has not good quality, but there is a single quality. There is a single quality. That is, we can purify it. So grasping or non-virtues, whatever we call, these are only existing on the surface of our mind. They are not mixed with our mind. So that's where we can easily purify them. So that's why we need confidence to purify those non-virtues. And then we need diligence. If we don't have diligence, we cannot purify those obscurations or self-grasping. Because since beginningless time, we cultivate I. Even during my teaching, I cultivate I. For example, I say I teach. If I don't use I cannot make sense. So that's why I'm using it. So, but at the same time, it builds many. That means that my grasping become it not decrease. Of course, the benefit, the merit of teaching, it reduce. But if I have a fixation about grasping, then it will, it's still grasping remains certainly. So that's where first is Gampopa also introduced Buddha nature. When Gampopa taught jewel ornament, first he introduced Buddha nature. It has reason. It has a big reason. Because Gampopa, he wrote jewel ornament. He did not just write through his brain. He did not write that through his suggestion, maybe like that or those. Gampopa wrote that from his experience. So how he experienced? First, he found do we have a Buddha nature or not? He found it. And then Gamboba experienced how should remove obstacles or grasping and so forth. So we all have a Buddha nature, and what is Buddha nature? For example, you think it's Buddha nature so difficult to understand, but you have faith. Do you have faith? Do you have faith in Buddha? Yes, that is Buddha nature. Do you have mindfulness for meditation for 5 minutes or 3 minutes? That means you are remain single-pointedly for a little while. That is Buddha nature. And do you have wisdom? Wisdom that if there is a bug or fly or some, and you can save this life, you protect that life. That wisdom is Buddha nature. So sometimes we think, oh, Buddha nature is so, I never see Buddha nature. That is not true. We see Buddha nature, we are working with the Buddha nature, but we are going to increase. For example, first day, according to Tibetan calendar, first day, the moon is a very small piece. So moon cannot remove darkness. But the full moon is the 15th. The moon is completely merged. Then it removes darkness, and we can walk, we can see mountains or trees. Likewise, if we increase small wisdom, small faith, small this mindfulness, the one day we can see ourselves. We can see ourselves means we know we are Buddha. That is not thought. Today I'm saying here confidently, we are Buddha. I don't try to just make happy you. But how should I say that confidently? Because Buddha said that. Because Nalinda Master Nagarjuna said that. Because our root guru, His Eminence Nagarjuna Rinpoche and so forth, they often say that. And then we also, even we think, we meditate, we will be able to understand. Also, Lord Jigten Sunggu said, and all the masters, Mahasiddhas, Bodhisattvas, they said that. So, for me, I faith in you. The reason you possess Buddha nature. You possess Buddha nature. I have proof. What is that proof? Proof is it's possible you have afflictive emotions, but everybody has bodhicitta between friends or parents or so between Dharma friends. So Buddha means we are talking about mind. So in your mind has at least you have bodhicitta for 5 minutes. At least you have bodhicitta for 1 hour. So that's where we trust, we believe. So we are going to increase. Do you know this? Naropa's concert. What did she say? Small fire spark of wisdom. Fire spark. If we we put firewood in the fire, there's some spark. Yeah, the small fire spark. Wisdom. This is a metaphor. Small fire spark of wisdom. If you have like that, you keep that fire continually, and then one day it will become big fire of wisdom. So for example, if I have a small wisdom here, when I meditate shamatha or vipassana, meditate single-pointedly, just rest at ease. At that time, if I arise small wisdom, if I try to continually keep going with this wisdom, and then this wisdom arise and it increase higher and higher, and then my I consciousness transform into wisdom. If my I consciousness transform into wisdom, then when I look at you, I can see good qualities of you. So that's when Maitreya said that. Do you know what he said? Buddhas never criticize sentient beings. Because Buddha knows sentient beings have afflictive emotions, but on other hand, Buddha sees we have Buddha nature. So that's why, also, if I have small wisdom, I increase that, then my ears consciousness transform into wisdom, and then I hear sound. What can I hear? I say, oh, he or she criticizes me, and then I'm unhappy, and then angry, and then keep resigned mind. I will teach you 51 mentalities. That's very important. So what is the angry? What is the hatred? Something like that. It's explained very details. So that's where you generally we think like that. He or she remorse, criticize, harsh word, and then bring here and message in the mind, in the heart, and then we have enemy and we are unhappy. But if we arise the wisdom mind, and then this air consciousness transform into wisdom mind, your sound become like an echo. Even your sound becomes mantras. So that's where when I hear, it cannot destroy my peaceful mind. So there are the kind of these qualities. So if you have a small faith, please don't ignore. This is a small faith. I need great faith. Don't think. Of course, you should think you want great faith, but don't ignore small faith. For example, this. There is a flower. How many petals? How many lotus? Beautiful flower. But the seed of that flower is almost invisible. Very tiny, very small. But eventually, it becomes like this. Yeah, everybody can see this flower. Likewise, you have a small faith, don't ignore. Increase that. When you have small mindfulness, don't ignore. Small mindfulness, you increase. And small wisdom, you don't ignore them. Faith or belief and mindfulness means actually meditation. And then this wisdom, they are always necessary. They should be together. Like a sun. The sun has light. It helps eyes. And also sun has warmth. Sun, because of sun's warmth, we can live in here. So our body has warmth. That means the power of the sun. So likewise, the sun's warm, and also the sun move very slowly according to our perception. Okay, scientifically we say, oh, sun doesn't remove, earth move. This is other way of explanation. That is also correct. But in right now, our perception, the sun sun slowly move. Likewise, if our mind slowly moves, that means mindfulness. Otherwise, there are lots of thoughts, like water bubbles. Then we have no way to practice. So that's where the small mindfulness. Today Khenpo Tenzin gives the Nagarjuna's teaching, but he talks different things. Perhaps you think that, but you need to take some benefit. Because there are almost 100 people, I cannot waste your precious time. So my hope is I'm ordinary being. I am very, very ordinary being. I'm not special person, but please, should understand my request. That is, if you think, oh, he says mindfulness, small mindfulness is important, I will try. Or if you have arise only this method in your mind, I'm so happy. That means I have a small confidence that I do not waste your time. So that's where those things are always important, always important. And then about bodhicitta, if I little bit talk, we have many days to teach, so today I take this opportunity to talk a little bit about bodhicitta. How should you arise bodhicitta? There is a special way to increase bodhicitta. You all have bodhicitta, small bodhicitta. Don't ignore. It's same. You keep that. But how should you increase that bodhicitta? Is, for instance, Lord Jigten Sungku said that. Right now, you facing, for example, I'm facing east direction. Yeah, here. So wherever I facing facing the direction, those area has thousands of beings. May they have a happy. That is the first method. And then you think, and cause of happiness. Cause of happiness. That is extremely important. So why should I teach Madhyamaka? Madhyamaka or middle way, same. In English, middle way. Madhyamaka in Sanskrit language, Madhyamaka. So why should I teach Madhyamaka? Perhaps you think, oh, he teach about philosophy. Whatever you think, you are right. But I don't try to argument about that, but I try to make it understand for you. May all mother sentient beings have happiness. This is the first way of generating bodhicitta. Second, and cause of happiness. Cause of happiness means, what is the cause of happiness? Selflessness. So Madhyamaka or Nagarjuna teaches selflessness. Nagarjuna gave us teaching about selflessness. So that's where cause of happiness is selflessness. Cause of suffering is grasping. But grasping is not always I. If you think, oh, there is a mountain, this is a real mountain. Or there is a stone, this is a real stone. For example, this glass. If you think this glass is a real glass, do you think this glass is real? Do you? Of course, yeah. For that reason, if I hit this glass to your head, a blood comes. This is not my fault. Sorry to say that, but if I throw this and if it hit your head, blood comes. Okay, blood comes, and after what happens, you are pain. So that means you have a fixation. That is also we say grasping. Individual grasping and grasping of phenomena. This is grasping of phenomena. You think this glass is truly, solidly exist. But if you come on the path of middle way or Nagarjuna's Madhyamaka, you will be able to understand this glass is emptiness. When at that time, if this glass hit your head, you will not pain. Do you believe? Yeah, suddenly it's quite difficult, but eventually, for sure, it's happened. So that's where Buddha become enlightened means that Buddha understand all phenomena are emptiness. There are numbers of emptiness. But first, I will share about. We will discuss about Nagarjuna's life story. Do you like? Okay. So then I wrote some, so I will read this. The reason is my English is not so good, so if I read this, you understand more clearly, but of course I will explain. Okay? So there are 6 ornaments and 2 supreme ones. 6 ornament and 2 supreme ones means Nalinda master. You saw that probably in some tankas. There are 8 masters in one tanka. 8 masters. So they are the Nagarjuna and Aryadeva. Nagarjuna and Lord Jigten Sungun has a special relation. So we say Nagarjuna, Lord Jigten Sungun is, I don't think is a reincarnation, but a manifestation of Nagarjuna. And then Aryadeva. Aryadeva and His Eminence Garchen Rinpoche has relation. This is also His Eminence Garchen Rinpoche is a manifestation of Aryadeva. That means Garchudengpa is the first Garchen Rinpoche is, so that he is the Lord Jigten Sungun's heart disciple. So Nagarjuna is the root guru of Aryadeva in India at that time. So then in Tibet, he's the Garchudengpa, the first Garchen Rinpoche, and also the the Lord Jigten Sungun is the Nagarjuna's manifestation. They are also disciple and guru. And Garchudengpa is first Garchen Rinpoche or not. This is we are talking about the reincarnations, and also there are other ways. There are. In that case, we cannot say Garchudengpa is first of Garchen Rinpoche. There are more than that. So, anyhow, in this time, the 8 masters are Nagarjuna, Aryadeva, and Asanga. Everybody heard about Asanga's life story. Yeah? Asanga, he met Material Buddha. Material Buddha is our future Buddha. Actually, we have opportunity to attain Buddhahood in the kind of in this eon, but if we were not able to attain Buddhahood, we will become disciple of Material Buddha. So the Asanga met Material Buddha. So the third is Asanga, and then this Vasubindhu. Vasubindhu is fourth is Vasubindhu. He is Asanga's younger brother. And then Dignaga. Dignaga is also the great philosophy master of the Nalanda University. And then after Dharmakirti. And then there's Shakyabhadra and Gunabhadra. So total there are 8. So among 8, the Nagarjuna is one of that. So and then Nagarjuna is a chariot leader of the teaching of profound emptiness. First emptiness taught by Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha taught emptiness. And then who makes sense more about emptiness? Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna taught us vastly about the emptiness. Then we can discuss more about emptiness. Okay. The Buddha professed his coming in the Manjushri route, Tantara. When Buddha was living in India, at that time there was no Nagarjuna. But Buddha professed. Professed means Buddha says about the future. What Buddha said that is, in the southern Beta welcome one renowned as the magnificent monk. In the southern means South India. The South India in the future in South India there will come a monk. Buddha said that. And his name will be Naga. People call him Naga. So that's why we call Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna means that. But how he get Nagarjuna, later we can discuss the name of that. Everywhere he will be, everywhere he will destroy the concepts of existence and non-existence. Destroy is not good words, but destroy what? Existing and non-existing. Non-existence. So existence means having. Having means they have. Oh, there is a table. There is a people. There is a trees. There is a enemies. There is a friend. We always think there is something. But that means we have fixation. Oh, there is. Oh, that is. That means our fixation. We just through our thoughts says that there are something. And then especially non-existence. Usually, do you recite Heart Sutara? You do, yeah? Of course. No eyes, no nose, no head, no ears. No. But that means actually pure, for the sake of pure concepts of existence. But if we think no, if we misunderstand about emptiness means zero. Emptiness means nothing. If we understand that is misunderstanding. So that's where destroy non-existence concepts of non-existence means. Nagarjuna's root guru Saraha said that some who think there is non-existing, who has this kind of a conception of non-existing, they also cannot free from samsara. So for that reasons, Nagarjuna say emptiness, or emptiness means beyond existing and non-existing. So what is the difference between the Mahamudara and middle this Madhyamaka? So during the Malarepa said that don't look other side, but look at the mind. But how should we look at the mind? Don't look other side means we don't want to think the mountains solidly exist. That is truly existed. That is there. We don't think. But thinking inside means we don't want to keep breath and only focus inside. It does not mean that. Look at the mind means you are completely rest. Completely rest. Don't perceive anything. Don't perceive anything. Just rest, almost like a sleep. But if you sleep, that does not mean you are looking at your mind. So look at your mind means your mind is very clear. Your mind is clear as the clean sky. Early morning. In the early morning, there is no clouds, no stars, no the kind of airplanes. But you see something, but if I ask, what do you see? You can't explain. Similarly, you are very clearly rest. You are resting clearly, but you don't perceive, you don't label anything right or wrong and so forth. So that's why the main emptiness, principal emptiness means that. But how to establish emptiness, there is explanation. So the Nagarjuna's view destroy concepts of existence. Who has concepts of existence? Of course, ordinary beings has that. But the higher practitioners, maybe you heard that the lower tennis system, Vibhashikas, they also think something exists. Their ultimate truth is very low. And then there is the Stantikas. Maybe you don't know these names, don't care that part. Uh, Perhaps I will explain that more. It's quite important to understand their ultimate truth. Because then you understand very clearly about Madhyamaka. So, and then Chitta Mantara, that means mind only school. They also think, oh, only mind is truly exist. The only mind is ultimate truth. Other these outer phenomena are non-exist. But this Nagarjuna says that all of this outer, inner, and this mind and form, all of these are the emptiness. But perhaps you are a little confused. Then how should I figure that out? How should I understand that emptiness? You should understand emptiness through meditation. You are going to meditate on emptiness. So there are different ways to meditate of emptiness. But if you are precisely, profoundly for understanding emptiness, is you are going to apply two kind of meditation. One is shamatha meditation. Shamatha meditation is stability. That means if your mind focus on flower, it will stay there longer. Your mind is not become like a butterfly. Butterflies are beautiful, but they are sit on the flower not longer, little bit sit there and then fly somewhere. If there's wind blow or some people come, they run away. Yeah. So we do the shamatha means our mind is very stable, stay on the one object clearly. And then vipassana or analytical meditation means you can understand clearly. So sometimes it happened for many meditators, practitioners. One meditate on shamatha, one's mind can rest at ease, rest, stability, stable, certainly. And then one start to examining. One start to apply analytical meditation. One lost this stability meditation, shamatha meditation. So that's where we are going to training both of these. If we trained both of these, for sure one day we can. It's like we drive a car. First, even we rarely see car, and we say people drive that car is quite unbelievable, yeah. But then right now, everybody to drive car is very easy for everybody. Likewise, first we start to meditate is quite difficult, but then still we keep going continually. Then one day, even oneself can't believe how it is improving. So that's where meditation is important. And then he will explain all the world's my path. So that's where Buddha said, he means Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna will explain the Buddha's path and Buddha's teaching, the pearlist Mahayana. So the Mahayana tradition, Nagarjuna gave the teachings of Mahayana. So right now Mahayana teaching is like a boundless space everywhere. So that is because of course Buddha gave that teaching, and then Nagarjuna gave us more method how to improve this Mahayana practice. That's where we all become Mahayana practitioners. But Mahayana means outwardly we cannot say that is Mahayana or that is not Mahayana. We are Mahayana or not. It is depend. We have bodhicitta of mind or not. If we have bodhicitta of mind, we are Mahayana practitioners. Again, Buddha said, he will attain the stage of the joyous ones and will transmigrate to the blissful realm. So Buddha said, Nagarjuna will rebirth. Am I right? Reborn in the Amitabha's pure light. So Nagarjuna gives teaching Mahayana the teachings, and then Nagarjuna reach on the first bhumi. Joyous means the first bhumi, and then continually he increase the bhumis and cross the paths, and then he will rebirth in Amitabha's pure light. So Buddha said that, and exactly that happened. So that's where this in accordance with the many prophecies for Buddha, both the Sutara and Tantara, and mighty protector Nagarjuna took birth in a Brahmin family in South India. So Nagarjuna was a human being. Right now we think Nagarjuna is very special. That's of course. But first, Nagarjuna was like a normal human being. So he was he took birth in a Brahmin family. Brahmin means at that time the India has caste system, so is a higher class. And then at that time of his birth, his parents consulted as astrologer and were warned that even though their son had the auspicious marks of a holy being, he would not live longer than a week. So this is at that time their tradition. When parents has a baby, and then they took that baby in front of astrologer. Astrologer means it's like a in this case astrologer means a future teller. Future what happened. Some look at the hand and so forth. Yeah. So in this case they ask the astrologer or future teller, and then they say, wow, this child has possessed, or this child has auspicious marks. So that means this child is a holy child, holy being. So but he has only 7 days. His lifespan is that. What time should we stop? 5. Oh yeah. Oh, we don't have time to take break. This only for 5, 10, 20 minutes. Can you be patient? 10 minutes. I know you are a little bit fall asleep. Right before we start teaching, I lead in the different places, so took you. So it's possible a little tired. So, but especially you, most of you came today, yeah, from Phoenix, and very hot, came from hot place. So it's not easy, but then I will keep going continually. If you take a little bit nap, it's okay. Okay, don't worry. First, you come here for the sake of listening teaching. So when I will give teaching about mentalities, it's related to these teachings. At that time, you understand about sleep. So, but I give you freedom to take nap. Just sleep. Don't worry. Okay. The astrologer said, if you offer food 100 ordinary people, he will live another 7 days. How smart, actually. Generosity, separate. We teach generosity practice separately, but we can practice together. So that's where astrologer or future teller told to Nagarjuna's parents, if you give food 100 people, they are not monastics or they are not practitioners, they are just ordinary beings. You give 100 people, give food to 100 people, and this your child, you make what it says, offer, and he will live another 7 days. 7 days the life increase. He means Nagarjuna. If you make this offering to 100 Brahmin, he will live in 7 months. So if you give 100 food, 100 Brahmin means this higher caste system, So then your child live 100 days. Sorry, 7 months. If you offer to 100 Buddhist monks, he will live 7 years. So do you have? I think you have question. If you have how many questions, that means your wisdom works. It doesn't matter. So you need many questions when they're teaching. Oh, what is different? Ordinary being and Brahmin and Buddhist monk. It's Lord Jigten. This is not my own suggestion. Lord Jigten Sunggun's taught in Buddha's single attention. If you will focus there. Sometimes it's related where you offer. Offer to whom? It makes different your merit. We need merit. So that's why actually you offer this holy people like a gurus, that makes more merit. It seems holy gurus, they have lots of the good things. Still, we offer that seems extra. It's better to give some beggars or something. Of course, we do both ways, but they are slightly different. The merit, if we aspect about merit. And then if you offer, that's I read, yeah, and there's no other method to extend his life longer than that. So astrologer said you have 3 opportunities to increase your child's life, to give generosity, practice generosity about food. So total your child can live, stay, you can keep 7 days in your arm, in your palm. After 7 years, then your child cannot stay in this life. That astrologer told to Nagarjuna's parents. And then almost ready to 7 years, they kept, until almost 7 years, they kept their child. Of course, they love their child. And then it turned in 7 years. Nagarjuna turned in 7 years old. Then parents, they cannot be patient or bear that to see that their child die in front of their eyes. They know that. That's why then they spend their child with one helper, just sent to pilgrimage. Pilgrimage, holy places. And then, fortunately, Nagarjuna and his friend, they reach into the Nalinda University. At that time, Nalinda University was very well known, and there are many Panditas. Even our this Kaju tradition, according to Kaju tradition, this Naropa was one Pandita out there, yeah. So then, of course, other masters, many Panditas there. So that way, he reached there. They reached there. They came there, Nalinda University. And then they met the Mahasiddha Saraha. They met Mahasiddha Saraha. And then they shared their problems to Mahasiddha Saraha. And then the Mahasiddha Saraha found special method to extend this life. What is that method? Mahasiddha Saraha gave Amitoyo's empowerment to the Nagarjuna. Who is Amitoyo? Amitoyo and Amitabha are same. Only the different for us is for this life, for long life, we practice Amitoyo. Of course, Amitabha's benefit same, but according to our practitioners, sometimes Amitoyo is for long life. This life, Amitabha is then we rebirth in the Amitabha's Pure Land. We say that, but Amitabha and Amitoyo are same. Or the Amitoyo appears as this with the ornament of Sambhogakaya, and Amitabha is like the Dharmakaya. So that's only different. Sometimes Nirmanakaya and so forth. But then he received this. Nagarjuna received Amitabhayos or longevity Buddha's empowerment or initiation, and then whole night he recited Dharmantara. Amitoyo's mantra. And tomorrow morning he will turn into the 7 years old. So that's where he recited. And then tomorrow he removed all the obstacles of his life. So then the Nagarjuna living in this world many years. And then after, then he studied from Mahasiddha Saraha about Sutarayanas, all the Sutarayanas. And after then Nagarjuna studied these Vajrayanas, all of these Vajrayanas. And then he received all the path instructions from Mahasiddha Saraha and so forth. And then eventually he became great master or Khenpo of Nalinda University. He became Khenpo of Nalinda University, and then he expand. Then Nalinda University become more well known. The more well known is more beneficial for many beings. So that's where, and then after then the Nagarjuna what Nagarjuna did is practiced those all of his receiving these teachings, and at the same time then he gave teachings. He gave this Sutarayana, Mantrayana, all of these profound teachings. He gave those teachings, and then one day he was teaching like publicly, and there was some smells, a sandalwood smell, and he experienced that, and then he just wonder where it comes, and then he noticed it come from two people, and then he researched what is that. Then he researched. He asked those two boys, why do you smell? That's a sandalwood smell, and then they say, we are Naga's son, Naga's son, and we have this smell. Otherwise, the humans protect from human smells, because human being and Nagas being are different karmas. So then what happened? And then Nagarjuna asked, can you ask me sandalwood for build a Taras statue? And then they agreed. And if you come to Naga's land and give teachings, and we give you the sandalwood to making Taras statue. And then Nagarjuna thought, it's right time to benefit the Nagas. So then Nagarjuna agreed that, and Nagarjuna went to the Naga's land. And then Nagarjuna reached Naga's land. The king of Naga has some disease. So then Nagarjuna purifies that disease. And then they are fed in more and more. And then Nagarjuna taught them profoundly. After, then they offered this sutta, this like Paranjana Parimita teachings, many those teachings. That's where there are 12 volumes that Nagarjuna invited from Naga's land in human realm. So then Nagarjuna started to teach those teachings too in this human realm or to us. And then I think today we will stop here, and we have time to talk more what Nagarjuna gave teachings, or what are his teachings, and then what is the this selflessness and so forth. So then when we practice Dharma, there are 3 responsibilities. First, we generate bodhicitta, and then actual practice is like a teachings or concentration, practice meditation and so forth. And then eventually we are going to dedicate. So the dedication means that we are safe over merit, but safe does not mean always safe in a single box. That means we provide our merit towards all mother sentient beings. So dedication and immeasurable bodhicitta are same. Immeasurable bodhicitta and compassion and dedication are same. That means we benefit all mother sentient beings. How much we benefit mother sentient beings, and we receive more merit. So then we are step by step close to attain Buddhahood. So for that reasons, please open the yellow book, page 56. Page 56. And when you recite that, if you understand the meaning of each and every vocabulary, it's fine. But the main thing is you should imagine that your voice can hear the sentient beings of lower realms, hell realms, hungry ghost realms. 24/7 they are suffering. So even they hear your voice, your sound of this recitation, and it benefits them. For instance, if you are a very empty place, there's many harmful things, and you heard some sound of your friend, you are happy and you have confidence. Likewise, these lower beings of lower realms, they really need our help. So that's where please recite together, okay? Emma vo ngom so sanje na wa da ye su jo vo do je jen bo da yon de sun ba de je do na la sanje jang san ba me gor je gor de jiang on zai ba de me ba ye de wa jin ji jia wei jian gan de da jian de ne zhen bei jian ma da jie wai jian jie bar ma zhe ba re de re jian ne nan de jiang dong shuo de ge de lan da ba ye jiao jie san jie jia san dong jie jie ge min zhe ba jian jie lao de se da ya da ban zan zha ya wa yan bo da na ye so wa.
In English, Emma Ho. In the center is the wondrous Buddha Amitabha of boundless light. To his right is Chenrezig, the Lord of great compassion, and to his left is Vajrapani, the Bodhisattva of great power. They are surrounded by inconceivable number of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Limitless peace and happiness is the pure land of great bliss. As soon as I and others pass from this life, unheeded by another samsaric birth, may we be born there and see the face of Amitabha, boundless light. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, through your blessings, please come accomplish this aspiration without hindrance. Tayata Pansadiya Awa Buddha Nayesva.
Yellow book, page 28. Yellow book, same book, page number 28. The last verse. When you recite this, please image that we make empty the containers of the hell realm, okay? Chan jo zen jo Rinpoche ma je ba na je jo je je ba nyan ba me ba ya ko ne gon de be wa yo.
May Bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase, higher and higher.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Khenpo Tenzin. And we go now to dinner, and after that, coming back here again. Thank you.
Enjoy your dinner.
Om Namah Shivaya.